So when you are going to define asymptote to a curve, you'll remember this is a straight line which approaches a given curve constantly, but it will not meet at any infinite distance. Apparently it seems that this line will meet the curve at infinity. Gradually it is tending to 0, and this also will meet the curve at infinity. Definition wise you can state that it will meet at infinity, but actually not. Gradually the distance between the curve and the line is tending to 0. Now there are three types of asymptote I am going to tell you. One is horizontal asymptote, that is parallel to x-axis. One is vertical asymptote, that is parallel to y-axis, and the other one is oblique asymptote. Oblique asymptote means that asymptote will be of the form y equal to mx plus c. I'll tell you one by one how to determine the equation of asymptote which is parallel to x-axis, equation of asymptote which is parallel to y-axis, and the oblique asymptote which is definitely of the form y equal to mx plus c. This one will be of the form whose y distance, ordinate is at fixed distance from x-axis, so it will be of the form y equal to k. This vertical asymptote going to be of the form x equal to k, and this is going to be of the form y equal to mx plus c. We will basically discuss these three types of asymptote in today's class. So, the most important question arises here: does an asymptote meet a curve? The question was put forward in the previous session. Here again I clarify it. We are not there to see whether at infinity it is meeting the curve, the line meeting the asymptote meeting the curve at infinity or not. But the distance between the curve and the straight line, it tends to 0 when the points on the curve approach infinity. And the curve, it has its boundaries required. When you are tracing the curve, you know that asymptote will act as the boundary for the graph of a given function. And when the function has an asymptote, the function gets closer and closer to the asymptote, and the limiting value, you will see that it is tending to either a specified value or positive or negative infinity, and asymptote will find most likely in case of rational functions. So for horizontal asymptote, we will find the equation as asymptote this manner. When x moves to infinity or minus infinity, the curve will approach to some constant value. So in this diagram, in the first example, you can see that when the graph is y equal to 1 by x and x is tending to infinity, then y is tending to 1. As limit x tending to infinity, 1 by x is 1. So the right side will be equal to 1, y equal to 1 is the horizontal asymptote to the curve y equal to 1 by x. For this curve also horizontal asymptote exists. The horizontal asymptote in this case we will find, in all the cases we will find by using this formula: when x is tending to infinity or minus infinity, the curve will approach to a constant value, and that constant value when compared to y, it will give us the horizontal asymptote. So for finding horizontal asymptote, this you will remember as formula, that for the graph y equal to fx, if y equal to fx graph is there, then for y equal to fx, limit x tending to infinity plus infinity fx will give us a value k say, then y equal to k will be a horizontal asymptote. Okay, just in this example we'll see that by remembering the definition that limit extending to fx is equal to L or k or b, whatever you say, in that case we'll get a horizontal asymptote over there. Suppose for this sum we want to verify whether the graph is asymptote or not, that fx equal to 2x by under root x square plus 1. Okay, so when you find limit x tending to infinity fx, this will give us limit x tending to infinity 2x by root x square plus 1. This is nothing but x tending to infinity 2 by under root 1 plus 1 by x square. Okay, so if you put limit over there, it is going to be 1 plus 0, that is 2. Therefore y equal to 2 is going to be a horizontal asymptote over there. Similarly, you can find just only one asymptote. The question was check whether this has two horizontal asymptotes or not. We found one only. In this case, when you take mod x equal to x, there will be one asymptote, y equal to 1. When you take mod x equal to minus x, you will get the second asymptote, that is minus 1. Just you can check in example 1. This was example 2. In example 1, that limit x tending to infinity x by x plus 1, if you divide numerator and denominator by x, this will be 1 plus 1 by x, so value is 1 by 1 plus 0, 1. Therefore y equal to 1 is one asymptote. Similarly, if you do the second part, that is y equal to minus x by x plus 1, this time there will be the limiting value equal to minus 1, so y equal to minus 1 is the. Now I am going to show you how to find the horizontal asymptote equation in case of rational functions. A rational function will be of this form: fx equal to ax to the power n plus other degree terms in the numerator. Similarly, denominator is bx to the power m plus other degree terms in the denominator. Now, there are three cases when n less than m. Degree of x in the numerator is less than degree of x in the denominator. The value of this limit is going to be equal to 0. In that case, the asymptote exists and it is given by the x-axis. For example, I am taking this one here, that y equal to x plus 3 by x to the power 5 plus 2. If we divide numerator and denominator by x to the power 5, while finding limit x tending to infinity, this is x to the power 5 plus 2. If you divide by leading term, then this limit can be proved that equal to 0. So y equal to 0 is the horizontal asymptote, that is the x-axis. When n is equal to m, like this example, when n equal to m, when you are going to find the limit of this expression, then you will find the limit going to be minus 1 by 3. There is coefficient of the leading term in numerator by coefficient of leading term in the denominator, and the value of y is equal to minus 1/3. The horizontal asymptote is going to be y equal to minus 1 by 3. Okay, because limit x tending to infinity, if we do it for this example after dividing by x cube, it's going to be minus 1 by x plus 5 by x cube, and this one going to be 3 plus 2 by x cube. When x is tending to infinity, this value going to be minus 1, this divided by 3 plus 0. Answer is minus 1 by 3. So y equal to, this implies y equal to minus 1/3 is the horizontal asymptote. What will happen in case when n is greater than m? Like the first one I have written here, that y equal to x cube minus 2x, that divided by x square plus 1. This time the value of the limit, that limit x tending to infinity, x cube minus 2x by x square plus 1, if you want to calculate, because the leading term is denominator is x square, you will divide by x square, and then the limit is tending to be equal to x minus 2 by x, 1 plus 1 by x square. These two terms are 0 and this is 1, but finally it will give you infinity. So this time, in this case, there is no horizontal asymptote. This curve has oblique or slant asymptote in that case. Okay, I'll explain how to find vertical asymptote now. In this diagram, you can see vertical asymptote exists and its equation, as I told you earlier, will be of the form x equal to c. How to get this equation? The concept is, this time when x is tending to a constant, then y is tending to infinity. This line will not meet the curve, but it is approaching the curve to meet it at infinity. We can assume that the curve will meet at infinity. But the problem is how to get the equation in this case. Vertical asymptote you can get easily just by seeing the condition here. When x is tending to c, y is tending to infinity or minus infinity. So here you can see that the curve and the line, this line will meet the curve at infinity. This distance, the distance between them will be is tending to 0 when x is tending to c. So this time there exists vertical asymptote. So you'll remember, while finding vertical asymptote, the limit x tending to a, that limit, that may be left hand limit, maybe right hand limit, or the limiting value is equal to plus infinity, minus infinity, or one of them infinity, then also there will be vertical asymptote. And the equation will be that the value of the limit when x is tending to when x is tending to, here the value of the limit, no, that vertical asymptote equation going to be x equal to c, because for x equal to x tending to c, y is tending to infinity. Okay, in both the cases, when x tending to infinity we get asymptote, when y tending to infinity then also we'll get asymptote, but this time the asymptote is vertical asymptote. To get the vertical asymptote, we'll remember that when x is tending to a, y is tending to infinity. So x equal to a is the vertical asymptote there. As told earlier, vertical asymptote will exist when x tending to infinity, the value of the rational function is going to, when x tending to a, the value of the rational function going to be equal to infinity. And for rational function, it is very easy to determine. If the rational function is of this form, say y equal to 1 by x minus 2, when x is tending to 2, y is tending to infinity. So this time when x is tending to 2, so this time there will be horizontal asymptote existing in that case, and the equation of horizontal asymptote is given by x is equal to 2, because you got when x is tending to 2, y is tending to infinity. If the rational function is of this form, y equal to say 1 by x plus 1 into x minus 3. Here there are two vertical asymptotes. That is x equal to minus 1 and x equal to 3. So these are two vertical asymptotes, because for both values of x, the function is going to be something by 0, that is infinity form. Okay, so in this case the limiting value will be tending to infinity when we compare the denominator equal to 0. So there are two asymptotes. Here there is only one asymptote. Okay, I have taken few examples here to write the vertical asymptote there. That you can see in the first equation, it is minus x by x squared 2x minus 3. If you factorize, it is minus x by x plus 3 x minus 1. When x is minus 3 and when x 1, this is tending to be infinity, minus infinity, whatever. So these two are simple zeros of denominator, and the asymptote equations are these only, x equal to -3 and x equal to 1. For this one, what will happen? If you cancel the factor, remember while finding the asymptote of a rational function, the common factor you have to cancel. If you cancel the common factor here, it is remaining fx is equal to 1 by x plus 2. And if x not equal to -2, the vertical asymptote, if you put x is tending to -2, fx is tending to infinity, so x equal to -2 is the equation of vertical asymptote. Now we are going to discuss the case of oblique asymptote. For oblique asymptote, what happens? The line, the asymptote will meet the curve at infinity, but this time equation of the curve is not x equal to a like vertical asymptote or y equal to b like horizontal asymptote. This time equation is going to be of this form, y equal to mx plus c. Your problem is to find the value of m and c to get the vertical asymptote. That we will find just by comparing the curve under the limit x is tending to infinity or y is tending to infinity. The coefficient of x going to be m and c is the constant term. So if we want to find the oblique asymptote of this form y equal to mx plus c, we have to get the value of m and the value of c from the equation of the curve. Now I am going to explain the method of finding the oblique asymptote here. Like if you consider the equation of tangent to this curve at x comma y, the equation of the curve be of the form y equal to fx. Then equation of tangent at x comma y can be written as y minus y equal to dy by dx at the point x comma y into x minus x. Okay, if we rewrite the equation, then this is going to be of this form, y equal to that dy by dx at x comma y into x plus y minus x dy by dx in at x comma y. Okay, now if we compare this equation with y equal to mx plus c, then the value of m is going to be limit x tending to infinity, the value of limit x tending to infinity, the value of dy by dx, and c is going to be what? That is again limit x tending to infinity, y minus x dy by dx. Okay, so you will be finding from the equation of the curve the value of m by this form, or one can say that it is simply y by x. Okay, let's see how to get. If we want to find for this curve y equal to fx, and suppose y equal to m1x plus c1 is the asymptote, then limit extending to infinity you can put just y by x or dy by dx, whatever, that is m1, and this thing equal to c1, then y equal to m1x plus c1 will be oblique asymptote. What about another asymptote y equal to m2x plus c2? This time m2 will be again limit extending to, say, this one that is approaching infinity from right side, you are approaching infinity, approaching x tending to minus infinity, then this limit is giving you m2. So what I want to say, that limit may be tending to infinity or minus infinity, the value of fx by x or dy by dx will give you the value of m1 or m2, and based on that we will be calculating the value of this limit, that is f1x fx minus m1x, by putting this value over there. If it gives c1, then y equal to m1x plus c1 will be asymptote, and if this one gives c2, y equal to m2x plus c2 is the other asymptote. This time I am going to calculate the equation of a slant asymptote or oblique asymptote for this curve, say y equal to 3x4 plus this divided by, okay, for this curve which I told you the case earlier, degree of x in the numerator is greater than degree of x in the denominator, this time oblique asymptote exists. How? We'll find the, if y equal to, let y equal to mx plus c be the asymptote. It is painful to determine the value of dy by dx when x tending to infinity. It will take many steps over there. Instead, we find m by this formula, limit x tending to infinity y by x. So this is going to be x tending to infinity, y is 3x 4x square plus x, that divided by plus 3x. When you have divided by x, now divide numerator and denominator by x to the power 4. So this will give us 3 plus 1 by x, 1 by x square, 1 by x cube, 1 minus 1 by x. All when x tending to infinity, this thing, they are all equal to 0. It will give us the value equal to 3. So the value of m, you got 3. How to get the value of c? C is going to be limit x tending to infinity y minus this value of mx, that is y minus 3x. Now we'll substitute the value of y over there. This value of y is this by so this will give us 3x4 minus 3x4, it get cancelled. Then there is 3x cube. Then there is x square and minus 9x plus x, that is minus 8x by this limit. All of you can find, just divide by x cube and the limit changing to this form, 3 plus 1 by x minus 8 by x cube, that divided by 1 minus 1 by x plus 3 by x cube. So this is 3 plus 0 by, so the answer is going to be equal to 3. Okay, so y equal to mx plus c, that is 3x plus 3, is going to be the oblique asymptote in our example. Now this is the time from your side to ask a question whether curve can have both horizontal and vertical asymptote. Answer is yes. Even it can be, there can be an oblique asymptote also together with these two types of asymptotes. Let me show you one example here. That is, say we have taken this one, that y equal to 1 by x minus 2. When x is tending to, y is tending to 4. And this is the case that y is a constant when x is tending to a. This time there will be a horizontal asymptote y equal to 4. Okay, and this limit is tending to infinity when x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 is the vertical asymptote over there. So for this curve there exists, most of the rational curves, they have both horizontal and vertical asymptote, but depending on the degree, because depending on the degree of x in numerator and denominator, there will exist oblique asymptote also. Okay, there is another example here. You can see that gx equal to 3x plus 5 by x plus 2. This curve also has both horizontal and vertical asymptote, that you can do one experiment, that limit x tending to minus 2 sx is going to be infinity, and limit x tending to infinity 3x plus 5 by x plus 2 will give you the value equal to 3 by 1, that is equal to 3. So this implies that x equal to minus 2 is the vertical asymptote, and this y equal to 3 in the second case is going to be the horizontal asymptote. Okay. This time I am going to explain another method of finding oblique asymptote. When you are going to find oblique asymptote for rational curve mainly, that you have seen if degree of x in numerator is greater than degree of x in denominator, that time no horizontal asymptote exists. In all other cases it will exist, but this time it will not exist if degree of x in numerator larger than degree of x in denominator. And you know, if y equal to mx plus c is the equation of the oblique asymptote, then m can be obtained by finding dy by dx at that dy by dx, or this will give you the value if you find limit x tending to infinity y by x. Okay, and c you get by using this form, that limit x tending to infinity y minus by putting this value of mx. These two will give you the values of m and c. But don't you think with different manner, when degree of x in numerator is greater than degree of x in denominator, that can be obtained by using long division also. If you divide numerator by denominator, suppose quotient you are getting qx and remainder you are getting rx, then fx can also be expressed in this form, qx plus rx by dx. This y equal to qx will give you the equation of oblique asymptote. It comes very fast. Okay, for this example, fx equal to x cube by x square minus 4. On division it gives the result y equal to x plus 4 by x square minus 4. So the oblique asymptote going to be y equal to x plus 0. Okay, whatever the quotient compared to y, it will give you the oblique asymptote always. For this example, when you have divided the numerator x cube minus x square minus x minus 1 by x minus 3 into x plus 4, the quotient is x minus 2. Whatever remainder is there, the oblique asymptote going to be y equal to the quotient part, that is x minus 2. Okay, so while finding another example I have discussed. So whenever you are finding oblique asymptote, the first method is you just go for long division. Y compared to quotient, it will give you the equation of oblique asymptote. Okay, vertical asymptote method, already I told you that quotient, denominator you compare to 0, you will get to vertical asymptote. For this curve, vertical asymptotes are obtained by putting x square minus 4 0 or x equal to plus minus 2. For this one, vertical asymptote you obtain by putting x equal to 3 and x equal to minus 4.